up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 1, part 2 of the AFC East and NFC East NFL previews. As always, it's me, Keys, and I'm back with Nell, man. So we're going to jump right into part 2 of this pod, man. Same format as part 1, Nell, except for this time we're looking at the AFC East and your beloved Bills. Let's start with them, man. MVP position group for the Bills. I feel like it's got to be easy.
Is it?
If there's a guy in the group that's won the MVP,
that is true.
Who's the MVP group? If you cut the head of the snake, the Bills will never talk about him again. So for me,
right.
That's the group. QB, Josh Allen. Can he do it again? He's the guy. That's what they say.
Man, somebody on that show predicted he would win MVP last year.
He
got called all kinds of crazy. But,
will you double down and say a repeat MVP maybe?
I'll get back to you when we do an awards prediction segment. So
okay. You don't want to go out on a limb. Is that your MVP group for the Bills?
I'm trying to stay away from the quarterback because obviously if they're the best player on the team, it's pretty easy to just go ahead and pick them as the MVP. But outside of that, I'm going to go ahead and take the offensive line, the group that protects the MVP. Okay. Not a bunch of household names, superstars, as some would say, on that offensive line, but they do have all 5 starters returning. That continuity can go a long way for the offensive line. It's an overall well-rounded group. They only gave up 6 sacks last year, which was, a league low. So I think that offensive line, outside of Josh, obviously will be the driving force of that team.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. And that offensive line also did really well in the run game, but we saw the Bills at their best when they could run. James Cook, Josh Allen running the football.
What was the other guy's name? Ray
Davis.
Yep, Ray Davis. Yep, had a pretty good year. That's a nice solid 1-2 punch right there.
Yeah. Okay. Shout out to the Bills. What about their most concerning group?
I know Shakir had a breakout year. I think Keon Coleman has a chance to be another guy that can have a breakout year. But I still think that is the biggest concern for them. Yeah, like we know Josh is running the ball. He was efficient in the pass game. Last year. A bunch of, forgot the stat, but they had a bunch of guys have 50 plus targets. So I mean he's spreading the ball around, trying to be efficient. He's got complete command of the offense. But I still think an elite outside receiver would go a long way for that team. So that's probably my most concerning thing. Dalton Kincaid could, still show some improvement. And, a lot of us expected, Brock Bowers' production from, Kincaid when he came out. But, I think he's got a lot of room for improvement. They still got to find a way to get over the hump to get to that Super Bowl. So I think an elite receiver would help them out. But, overall, I still think they'll be, right there at the end of the season with a chance to, go to the Super Bowl. So things looking good for the Bills. I mean, they got no competition in this division.
So you don't think anybody competes with the Bills this year?
In the AFC East, no. They've won the division 5 straight years. Second longest streak to Kansas City. Don't see that changing this year.
Longest streak?
I'm guessing the Bucks.
Yeah, you're right. You're so smart. Dang. So nobody. So what do they do to finally get over the hump? Right. We talked about the receiving group as the most concerned. I agree with you. I don't think they added anybody new to that group this offseason, at least from what I remember.
Lost Amari.
Right. They lost Amari. Where does he play now?
I actually don't know. Yeah.
Is he a free agent? I feel like he's still out there.
I don't know.
Because somebody was talking about Amari Cooper going to okay, whatever. We're not talking about Amari Cooper. But yeah, I don't think they really did much. So it's like, what more can they do, right? I don't think their team changed a ton. do you have an idea of what realistically Buffalo can do to be considered legitimate out of the AFC in terms of beating Patrick Mahomes, getting to a Super Bowl, and winning a Super Bowl? Frankly,
Just got to be lucky, man. Balls just got to roll your way one time. And it might not even have to be against the Chiefs. I mean, it might be one of those situations where
you're right.
you just gotta hope. You gotta hope somebody else takes them out before you have to play them. That might be your best bet.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, I know, like the Bills, get clowned for losing to the Chiefs every year. But at the end of the day, you just got to give yourself a chance every year.
Yeah.
Like you said, they've been right there every year. Every loss to the Chiefs is down to the wire, last minute. You know, hopefully the players at some point the players have to in the locker room. They've got to be mentally tough enough to come together and be like, you know what, at one of these years we got to have a different outcome. Like they've got to put the onus on themselves. So like I said, they've been right there in the fourth quarter of all these games against the Chiefs, and you just got to find a way to get it done. Like at the end of the day, you just have to you got to play your best football in the fourth quarter when it's winning time, and you got to get it done because when you play against the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, they aren't going to beat themselves. They're not going to make mistakes. They're going to execute down the stretch. So you've got to bring that, and it's up to the players in that locker room to be like, you know what, this time we're not letting Patrick Mahomes get out of here with a win. We're not losing to this dude again. You just got to go out there, with some fire and just say we're not letting this dude do this anymore. As long as you keep giving yourself a chance in the dance. I mean that's all you can do. But eventually those players are just going to be like, you know what, this is our time, and hopefully the they get lucky and they can the ball rolls right their way. The yardage mark goes right for them. Kicker makes the kicks that they're supposed to make. Everything's got to come together.
Yeah, they are their own worst enemies at this point, right? Like it's flat out nothing else. You've seen it. You've been up there. You got to go down. You got to figure it out how to clinch. And I think it comes down to just them staying true to themselves. I think they're doubling down on their weapons, right? This is now 2 years. We've been like, oh, their receiving core this or their running backs this or whatever. It's like, hey, these are our guys. Whatever I think they brought back Tre'Davious White on defense, which was they added Joey Bosa on defense as well. So those are two guys that might help, as far as things go. But yeah, the Bills, I mean, they're contenders, right? We want to see them do what we think they can do. So at this point, it's Bills versus Bills. They can figure it out, or like I said last year on the preview, if they go another season where they can't figure it out, somebody's gonna get fired. So that's all I'm gonna keep saying until somebody gets fired. What about the Jets, man? New coach, new quarterback, new everything. Aaron Rodgers is out. What's the MVP group for the Jets?
Oh gosh, you go linebacker.
They have good linebackers.
I actually think their offensive line might be
better,
pretty solid this year. They got the old guys out, so I think I'll have to go between offensive line and linebacker. They've lost a lot on the defensive line the past couple of years. It's not as stout as it was in previous years. Secondary is really just Sauce Gardner and.
I like the secondary.
You like the secondary? I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's like most concerning, but it's not the Jets defense 2-3 years ago that we were just like, oh, they just need a quarterback and they got a championship defense. Think they got a ways to go there, but yeah, I'll go linebacker.
Yeah, I'm actually going with that secondary, man. I think part of it is Aaron Glenn, right? Former secondary playmaker, right? Defensive back, great defensive minded coach. You have Sauce Gardner there. I think they drafted two guys, AZ Thomas and Malachi Moore. two guys that I think will be good playmakers. They added my boy Andre Cisco, who I think was a pretty good football player. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that is the you talking about MVP of the Jets. It's kind of like you said. Like I'm looking at, I like the D line sort of, even though they've been a lot of in and out. But it's mostly because I like Quinn Williams, right? The offensive line got better, but they're still young. They used their first round pick on the left tackle. I can't say running back because I feel like they don't even know if they want Breece Hall, even though I think Breece Hall and Braylon Allen are a pretty good 1-2 punch as well when you think about it.
Yeah.
The receiving core, had they added Chris Olave like they acted like they wanted to, maybe Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave is in there. But so I think they're a team that has a lot of solid players at this current juncture. Is more so, can we establish culture? Can we like legitimately win something? But I'm gonna go with the secondary. I like them. I think Sauce Gardner and those guys are gonna have to be the glue, that holds that roster together on the defensive side. But the linebacking core is pretty solid though. I think they got Mosley over there now, still, and the other
I
Williams
believe
brother.
so.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're pretty solid. They're pretty solid. So, what about most concerning group for the Jets? I'm gonna just say it. I said quarterback.
It's a question mark for sure.
I want Justin Fields to succeed. It's crazy to say, me, a Michigan fan, speaking on an Ohio State guy. I don't dislike Justin Fields. The situation with Pittsburgh last year was a really interesting deal, but it's like even he played, but they had to play a certain way, I think. And I'm like, you're their full-time starter in New York now. Is that enough? Right? Like, this is the Jets, right? We're used to the Jets being a perpetual trash can year in and year out almost. They were a quarterback away, they got a quarterback, and then they became a dumpster fire. They got rid of the quarterback, and now it's like, it's on you. So it's just like, hey, if Justin Fields is not who he could be or who people might want him to be, Aaron Glenn just walked into a terrible situation. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, it's a good assessment. I guess, going into the season, obviously the quarterback is probably the biggest question mark. I think receiver is still outside of Garrett. Like I said, you think about the secondary and the receiving core, Sauce Gardner, Garrett, and then, around it is really just, some question marks. You got Alan Lazard, seems to be only good when Aaron Rodgers is throwing him the football.
He won't be there long.
I forgot who their second receiver is, but that just goes to show you that there's not much there outside of Garrett. So, yeah, I mean, offensively, it'll be very interesting to see how they approach it this year.
Yeah, it's going to be unique. And with who's their offensive coordinator? I don't know. It's the Jets. We'll see. Do you think Fields proves the doubters wrong this year?
It depends on what proving the doubters wrong is. Because, I mean, I don't think he was awful in Pittsburgh. I don't think he was terrible. Wasn't he like 3-1 before he lost his job or something like that? 3-2. So I don't know. I think he'll have a solid season. As long as it's not a total dumpster fire. I think he'll be fine, but I don't expect him to light the world on fire. I don't expect him to come out and Aaron Rodgers still, through all the ups and downs with the Jets last year, he still, I think, threw for close to 4,000 yards. I don't think he'll eclipse those numbers or even come close to 3,900 yards. I think they'll be running the football a lot. And like I said, they've got one receiver on the team that I really trust.
I got to go look at the rest of them.
So we'll see.
Yeah. It's kind of like, what's the barometer for him? Like that's what I'm like. That's the tough part about it. Like, does he have to make the playoffs to like be like, oh yeah?
Or that's just not gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, it's not. What's your win-loss prediction? We need one for the Bills too, because I didn't ask. I forgot.
All right. Well, on the Jets, I'll give you. Let's see. What am I looking at here? Man, Jets and Steelers week 1. That is cinema.
NFL's petty.
So and they start out with Steelers, Bills, and Bucks. They'll probably go 1-2 in that, with the only win coming at the Bucks.
Make sure you keep that in mind when you pick the Bucks record, man.
Oh yeah, Falcons winning the division this year. We'll talk about that later. Don't believe that. I'll go 5-12, maybe 6-11, but for right now, I'm standing on 5-12.
What about Buffalo?
Buffalo,
you can I also had the Jets at 5-12, and I had Buffalo at 12-5.
Yeah, I was about to say you could probably pencil in the Bills at 12 wins. Down to Bills and Ravens week 1. They are crushing it with these week 1 games.
Woo. It's gonna be a time. It's gonna be a great season.
I'll give them 13.
13-4.
Yeah, I'll give them 13-4.
Number 1 in the AFC.
It's possible.
Well, let's move on.
I haven't looked at the Chiefs or Ravens schedule yet, so
yeah, you're right. We'll get to
we'll
that.
See.
We'll get to that. What do you got for the Miami Dolphins MVP group and most concerning group? Yeah, they've fallen off, man. I can't.
Gosh, MVP group. Even though they had a down year to their standards, I'm still going with the receivers.
That's what I got.
I'm still going Tyreek Hill, Waddle. HN can
Yeah, I just went offensive playmakers in general. That's what I did. I kind of cheated.
They've got that speed. It's still lethal, and I think when Tua is healthy and stays upright, like against the the bottom tier teams, like that offense can put up video game numbers. Problem is when they play against good teams,
they don't do anything.
Yeah. So, that would be my MVP group. And then most concerning, I would say the offensive line.
They got a couple.
Their tackle Armstead retired. Like I said, Tua's honestly
he's on there too.
Yeah, because I mean, if he's not healthy, we saw what that offense looks like. They're not prepared for life without Tua. So the offensive line has to be good. They've got to keep him upright.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what I'll go with.
Yeah, I think the offensive line, of course, and quarterback go hand in hand for me. But I also am a little worried about their corners. You just shipped out Jalen Ramsey, and the guys behind them. How many of those guys can you name?
Not
many. Not too many. I know they got my boy Cater Kohu. I know him because of Madden. So it's like you're putting a position that was already you put them at a bigger risk. Let me look at this depth chart. I got it right here. You got Storm Duck. You know who that is?
No.
Oh, okay. Me neither. I think he's a rookie. No, he played last year. You got Storm Duck, Jack Jones, Cater Kohu. Then you got Mike Hilton backing him up. You got Cam Smith. Yeah, not a lot going on over there in that second. You brought in Minka, but Lord, they said last year was a down year for Minka. So I just think overall that's pretty concerning because you talk about a team having to score 30, 40 plus points to win a game. We know how electric the offense is at full strength on a good day. But I mean, Jesus, you're in the AFC. If you can't stop nobody. I mean, that D line is pretty good. They getting back Phillips. They getting back Bradley Chubb, who they lost both of those guys last year. But my God, that secondary is horrid. With that though, is this year make or break for Miami? Like I feel like the shimmer and glitter is over. At this point, you stink again.
Big changes are for sure coming if they have another down year, which I'm expecting them to.
Okay.
I think my laptop wanted to delete all of my notes, but I saw something. They last 3 years under Mike McDaniel, their record against winning teams with a winning record was god awful. I think they only had like 3 wins in like his entire tenure there. So yeah, like they don't win against the good teams, and I mean your quarterback. God forbid you get to the playoffs, your quarterback can't play in the cold, which you look at most likely the top 3 teams in the AFC: Kansas City, Buffalo, Baltimore. It's gonna be pretty cold if you go to a playoff game there. So that's a downside. And like I said, you talk about their secondary defensively as a whole. Nothing to be too excited about. And then you have to hope that Tua can stay healthy enough to keep that offense going, and Tyreek Hill and Waddle have explosive years, because without it, I mean, they're not going. They're not going anywhere regardless. But if Tua and Tyreek Hill and Waddle aren't in sync this year and healthy, they've got no shot. So it's going to be a big year for them. But I expect big changes to come after the season, because I don't think they'll win enough games to clinch a postseason berth.
Yeah, Mike McDaniel, great guy, right? He's a very innovative mind, but sometimes in the NFL, things just run its course. And I think Miami has kind of lost his luster. There's a lot of things that work for them, but a lot of things have to go right. Like you said, the weather's got to be right. Tua's got to be right. Waddle can't be injured, right? Like so many small things that just go on over there that has impacted their ability to really be successful, or show that they can be successful at least. Notably, at the end of last season, Tyreek Hill, their best offensive player, was talking about he was leaving. Now, since then, he's been back. But do you foresee him being a Dolphin by the end of the season?
I wouldn't be surprised if he was traded.
I don't think he makes it the whole year. I think he gets hurt. Nothing bad. I think they stumble, and I think he asks out middle of the year.
They get off to a rough start. It would not surprise me to see that.
If they don't start off strong, he's out of there. We know how Tyreek Hill is. He's not playing that. He's going to say something he's not supposed to say, and they're going to be like, bro, like we can't keep you now. Thank you. Convert Devin A-Chain full-time receiver. Play the other guy at running back. Go from there.
Try to get a top 3 pick.
See what you can get, man. See what you get. All right. Moving right along, brother.
We just skipping right through the wins and loss predictions.
I do that every time.
You in a rush? You got to go somewhere?
Nah, I don't. You see, when we reformatted it, my win-loss is at the top. So when I'm looking down and then up, I'm not going back up, right? So
that's what I'm here for, player.
That's why we got you, brother. You the guy. What you got for the Dolphins, man? You said they're gonna underachieve, down year again, changes to be made. So what's that look like?
I'm thinking 7-10.
Ooh, I got them 8-9.
Okay.
7-10. If Tua gets hurt, 6 and something. But I feel like they're very middle of the road. Like they'll beat the teams that aren't definitively better than them, right? Like if you're not definitively better than Miami, you're gonna lose. Tyreek's gonna have 200 yards. A.J.'s gonna score 3 times, and he's gonna be like, "What the hell?" If you're better than them, let me see how many teams I think they got on the schedule that are just definitively, flat out better than them. Hold on, I gotta look because I had them 8 wins.
Bills twice.
Yep, that's 2. They don't play the Chiefs this year. Bills twice. They played the Ravens. They played the Commanders in Madrid. They play the Steelers. They play the Bengals. That would be a weird year for them.
Probably split with the Jets.
Yeah, like they're not going to sweep they're not going to only lose to the Bills. Patriots could be a team to watch for them,
Bucks at home, maybe.
I can't wait for your Bucks win-loss prediction. Sounds like we're just going to lose every game because you got Atlanta winning the division. You got us losing 2 games already that you said.
I said maybe. It's
All
a coin flip. It's on the road. Maybe Tyreek Hill, if he's still there, maybe he pops off for 200 in the first half again. Who knows?
We know how to stop him now.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's all right. I can't wait. I was too nice to your Cowboys. I knew you was going to do this.
You didn't do it. You said nothing.
You're right. I let you talk. I was too nice.
Let me talk.
I was too nice.
I told you. Don't be nice on my account.
It's all right. Let's look at the Patriots, man. A team that I'm actually pretty high on this year. Who's their MVP position group? I think I know where your head is.
Yeah, I'm thinking the secondary. I was going to go linebacker. They made a lot of changes there, and obviously Mike Vrabel, former New England linebacker, it's only right that he comes in and makes his mark. With them making a lot of additions there. But yeah, I'll go secondary. Carlton Davis, Christian Gonzalez. Forget who else is back there, but
Big Jabril
they.
Peppers, man.
Oh yeah,
Kyle
Jabril.
Duggar. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
they got a
Marcus
ton of guys
Jones.
back
You got
there.
the Jones guy too.
And with a defensive minded coach, definitely think that defense is going to get back to New England level defensive football. So, I defensively, that'll be the MVP unit of this entire team this season.
I agree. I agree with him. I love the addition of Carlton Davis. I wanted him to be a Buck still. It pains me to see him not just leave us, but now he's on to his second other team since us. But I think, with Vrabel, they're going to fit right in. And they're going to play a really good style. I think, man, I genuinely think that the Patriots could be sleepers in this division this year, just off of Mike Vrabel's influence and then some of the pieces they got. But what's your most concerning position group?
Offensive line, possibly, but they drafted Will Campbell. Made some moves there, so I think it'll be better. I will probably go receiver.
Mm-hmm.
They did get Diggs, and he's healthy. He's been practicing. But again, 31-year-old receiver coming off his was ACL, right? Yeah, coming off torn ACL. He was solid in Houston. Obviously, wasn't the number one receiver that we saw in Buffalo, but still was putting up pretty good numbers before he got hurt. So yeah, we'll see what he does.
Yeah,
but after Diggs, there's nothing else.
Yeah, nothing proven. One of my favorite picks of the draft, Kyle Williams.
Yeah,
Kyle Williams be all right, but again, he's a rookie. Got to prove
Matt
himself.
Collins, Demario Douglas.
Yeah,
nothing that's necessarily jumping off the screen.
And with a quarterback going into year number 2 under Vrabel, like you said, they got Diggs, but the receiving core is has to be proven, right? I think their running backs are a little bit better. They added Travion Henderson in the draft, but again, rookie, got to see that impact. What do you expect from Drake Maye in year 2?
Honestly, a little more of the same.
You just think
I think he'll show some flashes, and we'll be ending the year saying, is this New England's guy? Or I don't think we'll end the season definitively knowing if this is a quarterback of the future for New England.
Okay.
That's my honest opinion on it. I mean, look, he could easily prove me wrong. I'm not saying that's not a possibility. But I'm saying at the end of the year, we won't be like, oh, yeah, Drake Maye solidified himself as the franchise quarterback of this team.
Yeah. It's tough for me, man, because it's like I feel like when you're a quarterback coming out of rookie year and then your next year you have a new coach, I feel like it's like restarting all over. Like I feel like you got to reset expectations, and it's like this year's got to look at this year kind of as his rookie year all over again. I think the team will look much different under Vrabel. I mean, didn't they fire Gerard Mayo like in the middle of the year? Like
something like that. I don't know if it was middle of the year or not, but
it was something random.
Apparently there was a lot of disorganization going on in the way they were running things. A lot of first time, coaches in there. So, maybe, Vrabel being there got some more stability. We know what he did with Ryan Tannehill in Tennessee. So we'll see what he can do.
Yeah, I'm curious, man. Do you think Vrabel's the answer?
I don't know if he's the answer, but I definitely think he's a part of the solution.
He's part of it. Okay. I think it'll be night and day different, for just how the team is ran. I don't think they gave my guy last year a real shot. It didn't seem like he didn't have a real chance. Like you said, first year guy.
I definitely still don't like the way that went down. But I'd be naive to say that they didn't at least upgrade at that spot. So
yeah, Vrabel's he was better than what he got in Tennessee. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting, man. What do you think, man? Where do they stand record wise after this year?
Let's pull up that schedule. Let's take a look.
I want to see if you still rocking with me, bro. We basically had the same record for everybody. That's either a really good thing or a really bad thing. I'm not sure. Let's see. They start off with the Raiders, Dolphins, Steelers. They're favored in a lot of these games. Just looking on ESPN.
Yeah, I think they have the second easiest schedule in the league. I think.
I don't know.
Let's see. All right, they'll beat the Bucks. They'll lose to the Falcons. I'll give them 7.
I have them at 7, but they're not beating the Bucks.
I might be spicing it, but because of that schedule, I'll give them 7.
Including the Bucks win?
Nah, they'll lose to the Bucks.
Oh, okay.
I'll say that I could say that it can fall anywhere between 5 and 7.
Yeah, it'll really depend, man. Because like I said, I feel like this is just a brand, like it's brand new. Like it's.
I think the defense will be flirting top 10-ish, if not higher.
They'll be really good under Vrabel for sure.
Yeah,
and I mean that offensive line is better. They drafted Will Campbell. I forgot about that. That was their first pick of the draft.
Yeah, solidified that offensive line. Still a question mark, but I mean,
it's better
if he's elite year 1. That only helps everyone else out.
Yeah. Drake May, it's all on you, buddy.
They made a lot of improvements.
Drake May, it's all on you. So you got the Bills winning this division
by a landslide.
Man, I don't think we got another team with a winning record in this joint. See, your guy plays in that easy division. We can't crown him king. Not in my NFL.
Tom Brady played in the easy division.
He was just that great.
We crowned him the king of all kings.
And then he left and did it again. That's what made him the king of all kings.
I don't know if that's what made him the king of all kings. It just stamped that he was the king of all kings.
Hey man, don't get me excited in here. NFC South next week, baby.
Oh yeah, you already throwing that out there?
We might as well get it.
He is itching to talk about his Bucks.
Hey man, give me some time. We make it last. Last year when I did it last year, like, oh, you want to shave the best for last? Trying to be funny. Like, nah, I'm gonna let it be second. Like, we let your team be first. Come on, you don't even like him right now.
It was that's why I wanted to get him out the way. Get it out the way.
I feel it. Before anything happens, and you got to change what you said on record. You get out there before camp, so when things look bad, it's like, oh, my bad. Hey man, we got football next week, folks. We got football. Wait, we got football this week. Oh shoot, Thursday when the pod drops, bro. First game.
Hall of Fame game.
Hall of Fame game. Your boy Trey Lance starting for the Chargers. I
will not be tuned in.
It's all right. I know. I won't either, but it'll be good. I'll probably watch it. Preseason's interesting to watch. Like I can only watch the Bucks because it's like I know all these people. Like in the NFL, like other teams.
Preseason does nothing for me. Like it just never has. I mean, maybe when I was younger, just because I was fiending so much just to see my team, but
nah.
Just get me to a real game, man.
I'm gonna watch the Bucks games. And I'm only going to probably watch until the guys that I know aren't going to be on the team get in. And then I'll be like, But I feel like preseason is really just want to see rookies play. But it's so vanilla early on. But it's a good thing nonetheless, right? Like that means the season's here. Literally, 4 more weeks? And then we kicking off.
Almost fantasy football time.
Yeah. I'll be in there. Let's see. What's the first game?
First regular season game?
Week of the 7th. Okay.
Yep.
Week of the 7th. So, yeah, we'll be...
Yeah, they did me. Schedule makers did me dirty. Dirty.
It's all right.
Gonna make me watch the ring ceremony.
It's okay.
It's nasty.
It'll mean more to you, though.
Stay home, Jerry. Stay home. Stay home, yo. Stay home.
Why you can't come? You know, he got to be there. Yo. He got to be there to get his one camera panning.
Nah, he gonna say some dumb shit after the game.
Probably.
He's gonna be like, yeah, we'll have our ring ceremony next year. He's gonna say something stupid like that.
I can't wait, man. It's upon us, right? So Thursday when you all hear this episode, like I said, there'll be football. Let us know what you think about both the NFC and the AFC, or AFC East and the NFC East. And some of our predictions, man. Were me and Nell too nice? You know, were we a little too harsh on other teams? Do you see a slump somewhere that we might have missed? Let us know. I'm sure.
I feel like I'm very fair.
I think so too.
Some people say I'm too nice.
You've gotten nicer in your old age. I will say that.
I've gotten tired in my old age.
I was gonna say you just pick your battles a little bit differently now. You don't
Yeah.
entertain as many. Like, y'all like folk like you can't get Nell riled
It's
up
hard
as
for me
much.
to be a hater when my team is trash.
So that's what we need, a good Cowboys year. Let's
Probably.
everybody.
I mean, that's not gonna change anything, but like
It'll make you put where the Cowboys join at.
dead and gone, buddy. Might come out September 7th or 4th, 5th, whenever that game is. But yeah. Cowboy stuff is tucked in the closet, deep in the closet. Boy, last year was rough. I don't even want to see that stuff when I open my closet.
Mel don't remember where he hid it, man. He just said, get it away from me. I like
that hat. Long gone, man. You might not. The only way the hat comes out is if we win week 1. That's the only way the hat can come out.
Okay.
I don't think there's any other game that's hat worthy.
No, for sure. You got to wear the hat week 1. And then when y'all win, if y'all win.
Nah, because see, like, maybe I'll just wear it in private and not tell anyone.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, just wear it in your viewing experience.
No, because honestly, because I feel like such a jackass, like, when we were down, like, 14, 21, and I got to take my whole uniform off. I got to take the hat off, the jersey. Like, I just feel like such a clown.
Hey, yo, that's too funny. I feel that. We'll see, man. We'll see. That's going to do it for part 2 of our AFC East, NFC East preview, man. We appreciate y'all as always. We're looking forward to a great, great year, folks. So we're going to go, we're going to do this up until the date, man, up until this time, up until you see Nell's boys kick off with them Eagles. Woo, that's going to be a show. But just like I said in part 1, man, show us love. Leave comments, man. Leave inquiries in the DMs. Y'all are very funny in the DMs sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. So yeah, man, keep showing love. We're gonna keep doing what we do. We back, man. It's season 4, so we gotta keep it coming. We back, season 4, episode 1, part 2. Keith and Nell, we out.